In this week's soul-stealing chapter of One Piece, Luffy and his friends battle against the evil Brûlée and her reflective mirrors. We also get to learn the truth about Big Mom's true abilities, and the Straw Hat Pirates fight against a cracker.
So we pick up in this chapter with Luffy and his friends running around the island, and we finally get to find out what happened to, like, Nami and Chopper, and Luffy's, gathering all these fake clones of everyone who's just making dumb, noises. They're like, blah, 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 blah. I found that, sound effect for some reason extremely, funny. I was, sitting there, I was like, I guess they're meant to be, kind of just clones that don't really have any, intelligence. And Luffy, unfortunately, not being much smarter than them, can't figure out what is going on with these clones. He's like, why are you guys acting so dumb? And then there's that big head in the background. It sounds weird when you describe it out loud. I hear you say that all the time,
yeah.
But it's actually completely normal in the One Piece world. And then the big head pretty much starts to talk to Luffy, and Luffy finds Nami, and Nami's like, oh, by the way, I've been running around like crazy in this whole island, and half of our friends are captured. Let me tell you what's going on. And this is where we kind of get the breakdown of the mirror fruit and that new bad guy. And did you find that fight sort of interesting, Corey?
It was pretty interesting in a sense. I remember you saying earlier that it wouldn't be the first time that we've seen an attack or an ability in the One Piece series.
That can reflect moves.
Exactly. This one is a little different though, because this woman is actually a living mirror. I don't know if she's able to just pull a mirror out from random, or maybe she's able to transform certain parts of her body into a mirror, but she can use it in a number of interesting ways, not only by reflecting attacks back at people, but she can actually capture people in this mirror world. There's a scene where Carrot tries to attack her and she just gets sucked into the mirror, and I'm guessing this is exactly how Brûlée is able to create her clones, by capturing people and then just creating brand new reflective images of them, which allow them to just sort of run amok in the forest.
Well, it doesn't seem like she has to capture them, because she didn't capture Nami, but she was still able to capture.
That's true.
So maybe it's just she has to see you, and then she can create these clones. Mm-hmm. Also, her design also very much reminds me of Caesar Clown, because I think she's I don't know if Caesar was a Logia type, but he definitely seems like the flowing sort of you can't hit them because they're like a gassy sort of cloud.
She has the lankiness of Caesar Clown and the creepy face of Big Mom, which is perfect, because of course that is her Big Mama.
And, well, speaking of Big Mom's kids, we keep finding out about more and more of her kids. And what was the number of family members? 150 or 500?
I don't even remember how many. I think that might have been more than was actually said. But there are a lot of them. And it seems like every chapter is introducing a brand new character. I mean, just last week, we had Pero Sparrow, the youngest or the oldest son of Big Mom. And now in this week's chapter, we're introduced to Charlotte Cracker, who is this giant, super disproportionate Viking-looking character who actually goes over to that giant who's stuck in the ground and plucks him out, kind of like a giant radish. Now, what's really funny about that guy with the big head is that this is actually one of the previous husbands of Big Mom, and he actually bore her 2 daughters, one of them being Chiffon, who is married to Capone, and I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here because it seems completely obvious. The other daughter is Lola, the character that we saw on Thriller Bark. She looks identical to Chiffon, so they're almost certainly going to be twin sisters. Why they separated is still kind of a mystery at the moment, but it all makes sense because Lola even stated that her mother is a really big pirate in the New World, and that pirate just so happens to be Big Mom. Why this big-headed dude is stuck in the middle of the forest is a little ridiculous. Apparently 2 daughters is a bad thing for Big Mom anyway. I guess she wanted another son. Maybe she wanted a mixture of different children. But they completely forgot about this guy. They buried him in the woods, and now he just sits there crying all day wanting apple juice. Again, saying all this shit out loud is weird. One Piece is weird, and this chapter is certainly running the gamut for that. Not to mention Big Mom's abilities.
Yes, Big Mom's abilities were revealed this chapter, and it appears that she can take a piece of your soul, aka your life force, and then just put it into things. So that's kind of a cool ability, and it explains why everything has a creepy-ass smile on it. The trees are alive, the vines from if you walk into a forest that's alive, it can just start attacking you. I guess she has control over everything, but I also have a ton more questions. Can she see through all this stuff? Imagine it's like Pain, in Naruto series, his abilities, he had all these clones, but he could see through all of them. So does she sense what's going on over there?
Does she share vision with the talking tree over there?
Yeah.
Does she see everything?
Yeah, because that would make sense why she knows the Straw Hats are there, and why she has such good intel on what's going on with them. Mm-hmm. Of course, she also has literally 500 kids, so maybe any one of them could have told her. But
Big Mama gets down! That's right!
But she also throws. She's not afraid to love and lose. Because I think her ultimate goal, we've also found out. I think it was in the last chapter, to collect like one of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like maybe that's why she got rid of this husband, is because he gave her two of the same thing.
That's a very good theory. I like that. Yeah, I mean,
it just happened.
Especially considering those two things, Chiffon and Lola just so happen to look identical to each other, which will probably just enrage her even more.
She's like, I don't need two of these. I got to catch them all.
Exactly, Pokemon style. I also really like the fact that they showed like a little bit more about how her powers work, how she can take her soul, and they take the form of these like weird little black blobs. And
they're evil dittos.
Essentially. They kind of remind me of like a super obese Zetsu.
Yes.
Or Black Zetsu from Naruto. We keep doing Naruto references this week, but that's the way I see it. And apparently her souls go around to all these people and they give them two options. Leave or life. I'm not sure what the leave option is. Maybe it's they kick them right the hell out of the kingdom. But life is they have to take a small amount of their soul. And apparently over the course of 6 years, with all of the souls that they take, that's 1 whole year from your life. So if you're going to live on this island in and around Big Mom, you better be prepared to have a shortened lifespan. So essentially, yes, she has Fat Zetsu steal the souls of all of the citizens of this candy island.
So when we come to the end of this chapter, we are introduced to Cracker, who's, like you said, a giant Viking sort of guy who's obviously extremely powerful because he just rips this, one of her husbands out of the ground, like you said, like a radish. What's the Mario game where they pull radishes? I forget the number.
The second game, Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, he does Super Mario 2 right there, just rips him out of the ground. And this guy's like, what are you doing, man? Like, you're explaining everything to our enemies. But that's what the Straw Hats do. They make friends. That's the one thing I'm really expecting from this arc. They're going to come away with, you thought they made a lot of friends in the last arc. Holy shit. With all the different family members and citizens here, they're going to amass a huge army to fight Big Mom. That's immediately what I see happening. In these series that are ongoing, that's what kind of has to happen. The battles have to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, they're going to end with Luffy fighting Big Mom, most likely. But what's going to happen
in this arc, anyway?
Yeah, in this arc. But what's going to happen is you're going to have a big army of people that have left Big Mom, that are over her after they see Luffy, saying, "No, you're my friend," and everyone's just going to join him. He has these weird powers like that. Mm-hmm. So that's really where it comes down to.
It also helps, too, because the former husband of Big Mom, too, is kind of like a sad sack type of character. Like, he even mentions, nobody even really cares about me. That's why they just leave me out here in the middle of the forest. So it doesn't really matter what I say to anybody, but the minute he starts talking, that's when Cracker comes over and starts to pick him up, which I'm really hoping this is going to lead to a battle between Cracker and Luffy, just because this will be the first opportunity we've seen Luffy go up against a big family member of Big Mom's family, and this will be a great way to sort of judge how powerful they are. And, you can never really judge people by appearances. Cracker's huge, he's probably really fucking powerful even by normal standards, but, just because he looks like that doesn't mean exactly he's going to be a powerhouse.
I mean, Luffy took out giants early in the series.
Exactly. So very easily.
Doesn't mean anything.
Not to mention, he might even have another special ability as well. It seems to be the par for the course that every single member of Big Mom's family seems to have some sort of devil fruit ability or something really unique about them. I mean, Brule was a lot of evidence to that. Sparrow, the frickin' candy dude. I can't wait to see if this guy's going to have something other than just being a big brute. All I know is I love the look of the character. It definitely fits in line with all the other stuff going on in One Piece, and otherwise this was a great introduction to not only Big Mom's powers, but to even more members of her family, and I loved the artwork and the humor in this chapter as well. Hopefully it's going to lead to a big kick-ass action scene.
Yeah, I think next chapter we're definitely looking at a big fight, and also, but we could easily jump to the other characters that we saw last week and see what they're doing. And obviously everyone needs to meet up. And I'm also cool with maybe seeing what Zoro's doing,
their group is doing their own thing right now, though.
Yeah, they won't even show us that, unfortunately. But I just want to see Zoro is going to the land of the samurai or wherever, right? Yeah, I want to see the swordsman go to a swordsman island, pretty much. That's going to be a really cool arc when they get to that. But knowing the writer, he's not going to just give us that. It's going to tie into something, or it's going to be our catalyst to go into the next arc where we fight against Kaido. I don't really know, but I want to see that as well. So I'm looking forward to that in the upcoming chapters.
Yeah.
So, rating, I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 for me.
I agree. Also a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed the chapter a lot. Learning about Big Mom's powers was really cool. Getting to see Brule in action and her mirror powers, not to mention the introduction of Cracker at the end, was also pretty damn good. It also helps that this is a very visually appealing arc. Almost every single background, backdrop, character looks really interesting, and it makes it a really fun read.
Absolutely. I think 4 out of 5 is right where this needs to be. I'm kind of a combat junkie, so because there was no action, not any real action, I mean, you had Nami, like, striking the mirror user with her pole,
Nami was pretty cool this week.
Yeah, she's becoming a much better character and becoming more than eye candy and a navigator. She's actually a thinking, strategizing combat character. And Chopper was cool, but at the same time, how many times have we seen him do that move where he just becomes giant and fights everything?
He goes all fucking Frankenstein on people.
Yeah, that could have been cool.
But Nami was awesome. She totally power pulled Brule in the stomach. That was great.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, never mind, not going to go there. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching our review of One Piece chapter this week. If you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. And also, check out our podcast, The Powerful Nerdcast. We do it once a week. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But it's always awesome when it comes out, so check it out, guys. And we really can't say thank you enough for watching our videos. So until next time, Super Comic Guru 9000 is out.
He was making a dick joke earlier, by the way.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
He was thinking about dicks.
Deuces!
Earlier.